let's go ahead and do this while I'm looking at this. We want to go to the audio sermons page, so you can see these guys uploaded the audio. They recorded and uploaded the audio on Sunday. They always do that. So, and they uploaded it to this page. We're going to download that audio file because we're going to need it in a few minutes. Eventually, we're going to switch over to just one system for doing this, but for now we got to have it in two different places. So I'm going to let this video finish converting, and then I'll start recording this message again. Okay, we're ready to roll. So it's actually still converting. It may take a little bit. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to nucleus.church. Okay, and we have an account with Nucleus. It's actually a website builder, but it also contains some cool stock video footage and that kind of thing that what we use to build our bumper videos and that kind of thing. But it also has something called a sermon engine. And eventually, hopefully pretty soon here, we're going to just switch over to using this instead of using the pages that we have on our current website. Because one of the things that this does, if we go, I can show you the page, gatewayonline.nucleus.church/media. And you can see there's this page here. It's got our most recent sermons on it. And if you click on one of these guys, you can see it has a watch or a listen button. So you've basically got the video and the audio here in one place. It's got a nice layout. It has links to other stuff, other messages. Got a subscribe to podcast button there. And right now we were working on a new website, using this for a new website, but we've decided that this isn't a direction we want to go with this, but we're still going to use the sermon engine. So, but you can see you can switch between watch and listen here, and that's pretty nice. And there's all kinds of cool information there. So we're going to go to Nucleus, and we're going to click, go to the sermons page, and we're going to click create new sermon. The title of the sermon, of course, is Rise Hope for Today, Part 1. And you remember I copied the description that I typed in Vimeo, so I'm just going to paste that in there. Speakers, we've already got some speakers in here, so we're going to select Dr. Blake Switzer. The date, of course, was August 9th, which was yesterday, Sunday, and typically record the 8 o'clock service. Even if we don't, I usually just put 8 o'clock because, that's when one of our services is. So click OK there. So now we've set the date and time. Media content. So it's still going to be a moment before we can get the video link. All right. So for the video artwork, what we want to do is let's open this up. And I'm just going to find a good, not that one. Try to find a good shot of, so that's a pretty good shot. I think that works. So what you do, the way you get a screen capture on a Mac is you can hold down Command Shift and press 3, and that will get a capture of the whole screen. What I like to do is Command Shift 4, and then that allows me to draw a box around what I want to capture. And you can see I've captured that. So, and I like to full screen that and then capture what I want of that image, and you can see it's saved on the desktop here. All right, so that's what I'm going to use as my video artwork. So you click on that box, and we'll go to our desktop and select that screenshot right there. And I'll put that picture in as our video artwork. And I just like to take a screen grab each week of that sermon and put that as the video artwork. And I will also put it as the audio artwork down here. But first, let's do the audio file. Now that's the audio file that I just downloaded, that the sound guys uploaded to our regular website. So I'm going to go to my downloads folder, and that's going to be the most recent audio file there. You can see if you need to check it, you can. Choose that, and that's uploading, and let that upload. that's uploaded. Now I'm going to click to upload my audio artwork, which is back on the desktop. Same picture that we used for the video artwork. Okay. We're going to turn on add to podcast. And this is another reason that we like to use the sermon engine, because it automatically populates our podcast once we upload this and complete this this page. Okay. Header background image. Now this is going to be a little bit different. You'll notice, here it is. You'll notice here there's just an image in the background that's kind of grayed out, and it's the main graphic that we used for our Hebrews series, minus the title, because it's going to put titles in here. You don't want any more text than that, so this is what we do. Oh, look, it finished. All right. Well, in that case, since this is done, I'm going to copy this link. Okay, that's the link that is the public link to this video. Okay, and we'll go right back up here in video link right under media content, and we'll just paste that in. So we still have to upload, even if we're using the sermon engine here, we still have to upload this video to Vimeo in order to be able to get it out there. But we do actually upload the audio to Nucleus. Okay, so we've already done the video artwork, the audio file, the audio artwork. We've turned on add the podcast, and now we want to do the header background image. All right, so what you're going to do, you go to the sync folder, go to ProPresenter. It's still called ProPresenter 6, even though we're not using 6 anymore, because I didn't want to rename the folder and confuse other things. So if you go into ProPresenter 6, the hot folders, which you guys should be familiar with this, they're not called hot folders in 7 anymore. But again, if I changed names of folders, that could have confused some other things, so I just left them alone. And you want to find the sermon series folder. So there's always going to be backgrounds and things like that, the bumper videos and all of that. For some reason, the Hebrews stuff is still in there, even though I deleted that. But you can see you've got the Rise PNG, which is the whole title, but then we've got this one here, which is just the blank, which is the background during the sermon presentation. We're going to upload that as our header background. Okay, so when we complete this, you're going to see that image in this area right here. Okay, all right, so tags. This is where it gets, you got to use with your judgment a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to open up ProPresenter because the sermon notes are in there. Okay, and give it a second to do its thing, and we will go to 8:9:20. Okay, so some tags, and this is just kind of, this just helps people find stuff. One thing I might do is our scriptures in John. Now there's a place where we're going to put in scripture reference, but all our scriptures in John. So I might create a tag. I just type that in and then I click on it and there it is. Okay, and Jesus is mentioned in there. Well, it might be good to have Jesus in there. One of the things that we notice is, let's see, trusting in Jesus. So we can do trust, be a good one. What's another word for that? Faith. And we don't have to do a ton of these, but it's good to do some of them. And also, he talked about ignoring, it doesn't mean ignoring difficult realities. I might put difficulty, and how about overcome? That's a good one. All right. Okay, and it doesn't have, they're usually, you don't even have to put in that many every time, even if it's just a couple, 1 or 2, that's fine. Because basically that will help people find stuff later on. Okay, so here under scripture, you click the add a scripture reference button, choose version. Blake typically uses the NIV. And we're going to do John, because we notice that the scripture was in John, and his primary scripture is John 16:29 through 33. So we just type in chapter 16 and verse 29 through 33. And if you want, if he's got a bunch of scripture references, I don't typically put them all in, but he's only got 2, so I'll add another scripture reference, NIV, and make sure you pick the plain old NIV because there are some other ones in there. And again, John, and chapter 10, verse 10. Okay. We have no attachments to add. We want to publish it immediately, so we'll leave that alone. And then I just like to scroll back through and make sure I've put in everything that I need to. And so we're good to go. We hit save and publish. Now that's published. Now, all right, so that means that if I go back here to this page now, should be able to refresh that, and there it is. There it is. Okay. Now, one thing we want to do for each series, I create a playlist here. So right here, you go to all playlists in Nucleus, and you can see there are the other. Since I started doing this in Nucleus, those are the sermon series that we've done. So we're going to create a new playlist. We're going to call it Rise Hope for Today, and I usually just put something like series beginning August 9th, 2020. Okay. And the header image that we're going to put in for this is going to be the same image that we used for the header background image for the individual sermon. Okay. And there we go, save and continue. So we've created a new playlist. All right. So let's go back to the all playlists. And you could have done add new. I should have done that before, but now let's go to all playlists. Click on it. And, okay. So you want to go down here and see playlist sermons is empty, but it shows you recently added sermons. And we know we want to add this one to it. So we just check it and hit add sermons playlist. And that's the only one we want to add. So you scroll right back up here and hit save changes, and that's done. Now that sermon should be on, it may take it a little bit to show up here. No, there it is. It's there. And it is on, we know it's on this page and it's on Vimeo. But now, one of the cool things is, now that we publish that, if I go down here and open podcasts, it should already be there. Gateway messages. This is a new June 14th. That's right. There we go. Just hasn't updated in a while. You can see there it is. It's there. Hasn't updated in a while because I haven't opened it in a while on here. So there you go. And it also shows up on Spotify and Google Play. So, all right, guys. Thanks a lot.